Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the invisible force that keeps our digital world from, well, completely falling apart: software quality assurance. You probably never see it, but you definitely feel it when it's missing.
Oh, you know this feeling. We've all been there, right? You're in the zone, typing away, creating something brilliant, and then, poof, it's all gone. That flash of frustration, the panic, it's a feeling we all know way too well.
Well, that exact problem is why software quality assurance, or SQA for short, even exists. It's the silent hero working behind the scenes, dedicated to making sure those crashes just don't happen.
So to really understand what SQA does, right, let's first talk about what happens when software goes wrong. What's the chaos it's designed to prevent in the first place?
Okay, here's the official definition, and a couple of words here are absolutely key: planned and systematic. This isn't about some frantic bug hunt right before a product launches. No, SQA is a process that's baked in from the very, very beginning. And this quote, it just nails the entire philosophy. It's not just about being technically good, it's about strategy. It's about doing the right things at the right time and in the right way. That's what separates okay software from truly great software.
So, if SQA is this big picture approach, what does it actually cover? People often call it the quality umbrella, and for really good reason. It's meant to protect the whole project from a storm of potential problems. And it's way more than just testing code.
In fact, you might be a little shocked to see just how much falls under this umbrella. SQA is watching over at least 10 different areas to make sure that nothing, and I mean nothing, slips through the cracks. It's like the ultimate checklist for getting things right.
And here they are. Look at this list. The scope is huge. Of course, you've got the obvious stuff like testing and setting standards. But it also includes things like managing outside vendors, educating the team to avoid future errors, and handling security and safety. These are things that in some cases can literally be a matter of life and death. It's a massive, massive job.
Okay, so now we know what SQA covers, but what does a quality assurance team actually do all day? Let's get into their action plan.
And that's a great question, isn't it? You can't just shout, "Ensure quality," into a room and hope for the best. Nope. There's a very clear, methodical process that these teams follow. It all comes down to these 6 steps. An SQA team starts by making a plan before anyone even writes a line of code. Then they're constantly reviewing and auditing the work as it happens. And if something strays from the plan, they make sure it's handled properly and report any big problems straight to management. They are, for sure, the guardians of the entire process.
Here's a really simple way to think about it. The SQA team is basically the customer's advocate, but on the inside. They're looking at the software from your perspective, constantly asking, is this what the user needs? Is this good enough for them?
But it doesn't just stop there. See, the best SQA teams don't just find problems, they work to prevent them from ever happening in the first place. This is where we get into what you could call next-level quality.
This more advanced way of thinking is often called statistical SQA. Instead of playing whack-a-mole with bugs, it's about using data. The teams collect info on every single defect, trace it all the way back to its root cause, and then they zoom out. They're looking for patterns, asking, what's the hidden issue here that's causing most of these problems?
And that data analysis often leads to this fascinating insight: the Pareto principle. You might know it as the 80-20 rule. They usually find that a tiny number of causes, maybe just 20% of the underlying problems, are responsible for a whopping 80% of the bugs. So by finding and fixing just that small handful of core issues, they can have a massive impact on quality. It's the very definition of working smarter, not harder.
Now, for the most critical software out there, think airplane controls, medical devices, things that absolutely cannot fail, some teams take it even one step further. They use a field called formal methods, which uses really advanced math to build a logical proof that the code is correct. They can show with mathematical certainty that it will do exactly what it's supposed to every time. It's the absolute ultimate level of quality assurance.
So, after all of this, the plans, the audits, the stats, the math, you might think the goal of SQA is just to find every single bug. But is that really the whole story?
Not really. The ultimate goal isn't just catching errors. It's about building confidence. Confidence for the developers that they're building something great. Confidence for the company that their product is solid.
And most importantly, confidence for you, the user, that the app in your hands is just going to work.
So the next time you use an app and it works perfectly, your payment goes through, your photo uploads, your game saves without a single glitch, just take a second. That smooth, reliable experience, that didn't happen by accident. It happened by design thanks to the hidden, careful work of software quality assurance.